Somebody said I should try the speaking over the top of the mic rather than directly into it or standing back from it, so let's see if this works.
All right.
The other day I posted a question on my Facebook page, and that question was, what is red beer? I kid you not. And I got like 65 different comments because I had no idea what it was, believe it or not. And I've also posted about this Medicaid rally today, and I think I got 6 or 7 likes on that. So the question is, what is it about red beer that seems to immediately grab our attention and move us to comment? And what is it about Medicaid rallies that causes us to think, I don't know, I've got other things to do? The issue is, how do we put a human face on the 150,000 people? I was very much moved by an article in Daily Kos about a mother who decided to have an open casket ceremony for her son Michael, who died of colon cancer because he didn't have access to health care and died because he couldn't get a colonoscopy. And so $1,000 a year basically for this procedure was going to end up costing the medical system $1 million in emergency and other kinds of treatments. And she decided that because Emmett Till's mother, after he was murdered in Mississippi, decided to have an open casket service so people could see what had happened to his body, so people could see the human toll of neglect, abuse, of our not caring for each other. She decided to have an open casket service for her son who died of colon cancer. These are the kind of stories that we need to hear, and these are the kind of stories that every pastor of every congregation can tell you, believe it or not. And what really kills me most about this entire debate is that we have a group of Christians sitting in the State House who are wasting no time telling us that Christianity is about 2 or 3 issues only, and that we should all throw out our statements of faith in favor of only defining Christianity in those ways, and all those ways have to do with excluding people and not including them. And the 150,000 people in the state of Kansas who are not receiving access to medical care now are also among those excluded. I'm not sure what Bible they're reading. This is Easter for those of us who are Christians. And this Easter I preached on the Sermon on the Mount, and specifically on the Beatitudes. Blessed are the poor, blessed are the meek, blessed are those who strive for justice. That word blessed sounds so passive. It sounds like we don't have much to offer. But there's a French scholar who says that the Aramaic word that underlies the Greek word for blessed actually is a combination of words meaning to rise and to go forth. Now, if that's true, then what Jesus said to the people who were looking to have access to medical care and healing in their own day, if that's true, then he says, rise up and go forth, you who are seeking justice. Rise up and go forth, you poor. Rise up and go forth. Those are active concepts. People are to move out into the kingdom of God, which has to do with inclusivity and access and welcoming the kingdom of God as a place where everyone has a seat at the table. Amen. In which we are all facing each other as human beings in ways that we cannot ignore or deny. So that's why we're here. There may only be a few of us here this morning, but all of you have neighbors. And all of you hopefully have some pastors or some religious leaders who need a fire lit up under their behinds to get up from the back of their pulpits and to preach the gospel of liberation rather than the gospel of active passivity and neglect for people who need our attention. That has nothing to do with the gospel, and these folks need to understand it. And if pastors won't stand up and defend sound teaching and theology against this kind of abuse of their faith, well, then they are denying their Lord indeed. And I'm tired of doing that, friends. And the 150,000 people in this state are among 17,000 who die annually in the 19 states who have refused to expand Medicaid. That's murder. Yes. That, in my mind, is murder. I don't care what it's called. Let's call it systemic murder. because that's what it is. I thank you for coming this morning. It bolsters my faith, and it hopefully helps me to be a better pastor because you are here. Thank you.